I've been doing quite a bit of knitting. So what I've been working on a lot at the moment is my Winterfjell sweater, because blimey, that thing is nearly done. I finished a sleeve. These stitch markers are the increases, so it looks a bit weird. Derek was all like, "Oh, you should put like fringes on the sweater." It's a really stupid idea. I made this really long because I like that, and then you can sort of like roll it up and have a normal sleeve, and if you're like really cold you can like cover your hands or something. So I find that very comfortable. This is the sweater, and then I'm working on the last sleeve now, so I'm kind of hoping this is going to be finished this week, because I'm planning a new sweater which I've already ordered yarn for. So yeah, I want to get started on that. So that's that. You've seen this sweater a million times. So what else have I been knitting on? Well, let me tell you. So my bag's over here. I have a toddler, and he is obsessed with Peppa Pig, and so I thought, I have a bunch of pink hand-dyed yarn that I dyed myself I think at the beginning of the year, and don't really have any plans for it, so why don't I knit him a Peppa Pig? Because I used to knit a couple of those. I have that book by Arne and Carlos. It's called Knitting Dolls with Arne and Carlos, and you basically knit a doll, and then it tells you how to make it different with the hair, and then you have all these types of dolls that you can make, and then the rest of the book is outfits. It has cardigans, and it has fantastic sweaters, ponchos, dresses, headbands, shorts. I mean, honestly, I love this book so much. I love how the Arne and Carlos books, they're such high quality and fun. It's so fun. Look at this one. Isn't that adorable? Let me just find you my favourite picture. Her own little wardrobe. So cute. And these on the back, they're like drinking coffee. I love it. So I've done a couple of these. So I know the basic pattern. There we go. So actually, because I'm doing it differently, I'm kind of adapting it, but where I started was, I thought I'll just do like the head first, because it's essentially one of their Christmas balls. It's a sphere, so it's a round object. I've kind of squished it a bit to make it a head face, but I thought I'll start with the head, because Peppa Pig, I mean, the show is very two-dimensional, so one-dimensional, sorry. It's like really flat, and they've like drawn out the characters, and then I'll put a picture in if I can find it. It has like the eyes, the faces are all like that, and the eyes are like that, and that's fine, except if you try to make like a three-dimensional model of that, the pig's head kind of looks like a how do I put, I guess like a ball sack. It looks really weird. So I tried to stay away from that, and I'm making it up as I go along. So this is not true Peppa Pig. Then again, it's for a 3-year-old, so you know, he's not gonna care. But this is how it looks now. I think I'm going to do the eyes, just like embroider them on. It's going to be, I'll just do that later. I didn't have anything on hand at the time, but this is her head. And then I'm doing the body, and I'm using my carbons. I think these are Knit Pro or something, carbon DPNs. And what you do is you do a leg, you put it on hold, you do another leg, and then you join the two legs together and you keep knitting, and then you have a weird sausage body. So there, and I quite like it. I need to do the arms next, and I haven't felt like it, so I put it away again a bit, but I'll be like this a little bit with two arms, and then when the body's all assembled, that's when the fun starts, because then you can start making all the clothes. And I have some yellow yarn, so I thought, oh, I can make like a little raincoat and things like that. So I think I'm looking forward to this a lot more than my son is, but 3-year-olds. So what's next? Oh, I know. So I've been knitting quite a few socks, but there were more for, more for me. But I have a ton of sock yarn. I have a ridiculous amount of sock yarn. So I thought I'll do a sort of personal challenge, like the September sock challenge, and see how many socks I can finish in the month of September. And just work through. I have a ton of commercial sock yarn, which is great. I love commercial sock yarn. The colours are often fantastic. They really hold very well. You can wash them quite easily without worry of having, because sometimes with hand-dyed yarns, if you wash them in the washing machine a whole ton, they do fade a little bit. This is a smidge. But I find with commercial sock yarn, it just holds better. It's not soft merino loveliness, so it's just, it just wears better a little bit, and it's much easier to give away to other people because it didn't cost a ton of money, and they can just throw it in the washing machine because it's usually superwash. And other people, non-knitters, don't understand that they cannot throw wool in the washing machine anymore, because people buy things from stores like H&M, and everything's acrylic and not nylon, superwash and that type of stuff. So you throw everything in the washing machine. That's just what people do now, which is fine. It's just that sometimes if you have something that is a non-superwash, you would never knit that for a non-knitter, because you tell people don't put it in the washing machine because it will shrink, but people don't think really. So anyway, I found some, what is this? Scheepjes. This is Scheepjes Invicta Everest, and I think it's a discontinued yarn, which it's actually a shame because it's really nice, and I can show you how it's knitting up. It's super fun. It's actually so much fun that I'm now thinking I might just keep these for myself because I really like it. See how the repeat is massive? It's like, what? It's bigger. It's super big, massive repeat. And they're really fun, stripy socks. I'm going to put an afterthought heel in these because I just want the stripes to be even throughout the sock. So I'm really enjoying these. And I think when I knit them, I'm just going to collect all the socks that I knit in September and put them in a box, and then just see at the end of the month how many I've done and which ones I want to keep for myself. Because obviously now I'm thinking I want to keep these, but I do also need some Christmas presents for other people, and you know, with the next pair I'll probably be, oh no, I'll keep that. So we'll see how it goes. I'm knitting some more socks, obviously I need to knit them in tandem. I'm doing this one not 2 at a time, because I'm using this as a sort of like photography example, because I want to write out the pattern, and I'm thinking that if I write it with a 1 sock at a time, it'll be easier for most people, and people who do 2 socks, to like 2 at a time socks, will be able to adapt the pattern very easily from a one sock at a time to 2 socks at a time. But yeah, so that's it, little frappuccino guy. But so this is yeah, 1 sock at a time, and I was really worried that I would be running out of yarn before, you know, that I wouldn't have enough for both socks. So I've just split my skein into 2 balls, so that I'm just knitting from this one, and I'll know when the end is, and they're the same weight, so should be perfect. I think that's all in terms of knitting, but let me check, because I always have weird secret stashes. I've been doing a lot of bullet journaling type things. This is my bullet journal by Ravelry, which is a yarn store in Rotterdam, and she puts out these bullet journals for knitters, and the spacing of the dots of the grid is a bit different, so you can write down a knitting pattern if you wanted to. But what I've done is make a little scrum board like this with sticky notes, and then these are my projects. So these are the sock challenge, Scheepjes socks, the Peppa Pig, and the other socks, and my Winterfjell sweater is here. It's in the almost finished row, and then in the FO it's a test knit that I did for Salapalooza Knits, who is also on YouTube, who has put out a Harry Potter sock collection, and I did a test knit for that. But the sock that I knit has not been released yet, or at least the pattern hasn't been released yet, and she does a mystery pre-order on those, so you can't see what I've made. So that'll come when that sock has been released. I can show it on the podcast. So, and until that time, I'm just going to keep that sticky note on here. So yeah, the only thing is, like, next time I might do a sort of like a planning row as well, so that I can see what patterns are in my mind for yeah, like coming up. I did a little spread of knitwear that I wanted to do for autumn, and I haven't filled in this last one yet, which is funny because that's actually the one that I've decided on doing first. I think these are all fantastic autumn sweaters or cardigans, but I'm going to knit the Arboreal, or Arboreal, I don't know how to pronounce that, sweater by Jennifer Steingass, and it is a sweater pattern, but I'm going to do a cardigan. So I'm just going to knit extra stitches through the front, steek it, and then put in button bands so that I have a cardigan, because I feel like I really like sweaters, but I think for my body shape cardigans look better, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Maybe I won't enjoy steeking and I'll just never do that again ever after, But yeah, I just thought this was a good idea of sort of like, it was also my son was doing some like a colouring book, and we were at the table and I was having a tea, and I just thought, oh, I'll just draw out the ideas I have for autumn knits, and then I can sort of like, when I have them on paper, I can decide which one I want. So that's what I did. Sometimes it helps to get your ideas on paper. I ordered the yarn for that sweater, for the cardigan. I got it from Ravelry. It's my favourite yarn store, I think. I think this is the Heather Rust colour, and then I just picked, so the button or the bull bands don't actually note the colours, which is weird because the website, I think everybody else notes them as colourways, but these seem to be colour numbers. But so this one is 9427, and then the accompanying colour I have for it is 1419. I think these go really well together. I'm not sure if this is showing up. I don't think the camera setup is great today. Sorry. Last time it was my birthday episode and I had a ton of birthday stuff, and one thing hadn't arrived yet, and that was some yarn that I got from my sister who lives in Rotterdam, and she ordered yarn from Cross and Woods, which is a yarn store in The Hague, and it is this Muka yarn, which is a Romanian brand, and they use 60% Romanian merino, and the other 40% is a native Romanian sheep, of which I cannot pronounce the name, and I will not attempt it. So I have 4 skeins of this. I haven't really decided what I'm going to make out of it. I might make like a big shawl. It's quite spongy, and I think it's going to be fantastic to have like a big wrap or something like that from this. I haven't really decided. If you have noticed that I've kind of gone into sort of like a neutral natural rustic type yarn choices at the moment, I think it's just because we're getting into well, it is September, we're getting into autumn, and I don't know, I really like the autumn colours, and I'm looking forward to the leaves changing colour and having cups of tea and sitting on the couch and doing some knitting, and yeah, I'm just so ready for autumn, and I absolutely love it. My sister did a fantastic job in selecting this for me, so I'm super happy. If you have any great shawl ideas so I have 4 of these, and I think they're they're 50 grams each, so that's 200 grams, but I could order more of this if it's something that needs more, but I think 200 grams for a shawl should be fine, right? Maybe I would need to have like 300 grams. It doesn't really matter. If you have a good idea for this as a shawl, because I think this should be a shawl, let me know in the comments down below. Pop this back in its bag, and then something else came in the mail. Tiny Human Knits had a think her name is Lauren, and she lives in Canada, and she had a shop update a little while ago, and she had these fantastic self-striping balls with a mini and then with a bag, little project bag, and it's Goldilocks and the three bears. Isn't that adorable? I love this. So I had to buy it, and it's such a cute little sock bag. I think I'm gonna put this. So this is perfect for my personal September sock challenge. And yeah, how cute is this bag? I think this bit where Goldilocks is in the bed, it's my favourite. I am an adult, I promise. So yes, I think that was all of the knitting stuff. I have some like sock yarn ready to go for the September sock challenge. I showed you the Yavel Knitters bullet journal, and it's super fun. You can do like a ton of stuff in it. So this is something I'm working on. I haven't finished it, but you can put in like body measurements, and then you always know, you don't have to like every time that you knit a sweater go, ooh, let's just resize it. Obviously, if you've been gaining or losing weight, you do that. You can do like a little needle setup. There's tons of stuff you can do. I also use it for notes and stuff like that. I really love it. It's a fantastic bullet journal. I just keep this one just for the knitting stuff. I have recently started, because I really felt I wanted to like do some doodling and more planning type things, and I know, just kind of sometimes I feel like I want to get away from the electronic world a bit, because I'm a software developer, it's my job. I'm on the internet a lot. I make the internet, and sometimes I feel like I want to hold and write down and scribble on paper, and I think that's one of the things why I enjoy knitting so much, because it's so extremely the opposite of making a web application. It's something so slow, and there's like this physicality with it that I just enjoy so much. So yeah, so I got a bullet journal. Obviously I had to get a brand name one. This is I think it's called Leuchtturm. It's a German word, so I'm probably butchering that. But yeah, and then I have like a ton of like weekly spreads, and I have like set up things for next month's, and I have Christmas planning, which I haven't done anything for yet, and like some doodling, and I've actually been doing some hand lettering, at which I am terrible. I'm crap, but I do really enjoy it, so I just keep practicing. And I actually looked up a class on Craftsy for, I think it's called brush lettering. Apparently there's a difference between brush lettering and hand lettering, and don't ask me to explain you what the difference is, but I think this is brush lettering, and the lady is really nice and encouraging, and she keeps saying striving for progress, not for perfection. I just thought, oh, that's a really good one. I need to write that down. So yeah, the stuff I've been yeah, I've seen on Netflix. Not much yet. We've actually been watching a lot of Unbreakable, what's it called? Kimmy Schmidt. Unbreakable by Kimmy Schmidt? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm talking about. I used to not find that show very funny, and Derek was like, no, it's hilarious, you need to watch it. And I was like, I don't know. It's about a girl who got abducted. Is that really funny? Do I want to see jokes about that? But actually it is really funny. So he's done it again. We had the same situation with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I was like, oh, that show's terrible, the jokes are not funny. And Derek was like, is super funny, you have to watch it with me. I was like, oh, fine. And then, you know, we run out of seasons on Dutch Netflix all the time because we're behind. Dutch Netflix is terrible. We have the worst offering. You would think, I don't know why that is, but the offering is so terrible. It's sad, really. Anyway, what I've been doing is listening to Harry Potter audiobooks, which are read by Stephen Fry. It's really, really good. I'm on book 5 now, which is insane because book 4, Goblet of Fire, is like 20 hours. But Derek got me a fantastic birthday present, noise cancelling wireless headphones. And I just listen to it on the bus because my commute is like 45 minutes. I sometimes listen to it at work because I actually quite enjoy that. I cannot hear my colleagues yammering on, and it's just Stephen Fry relaxing in the background of my mind, and then I can focus on work, which is insane, but it works. And so yeah, or I just sit. Sometimes there's shows that I don't enjoy watching because of violence or whatever. It's just not for me. But Derek likes some of them. And then there's shows like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Ozark, stuff like that. I really do not enjoy at all. You know, I'll have a I don't know. I think when I get home at the end of the day from work, I don't want to see something super depressing. I just want something to uplift my mood, not like send me down into a depression spiral. So I don't watch those shows, and when he does, I'm totally fine with it. I just put on the noise cancelling headphones and listen to Harry Potter. Perfect. Or I watch knitting podcasts, even better. So, but yeah, I have been really, really, really enjoying the bullet journaling. I don't do the official, because they have these like how to do it properly thing where this is how you do tasks, and then you can sort of like move them over and blah blah and migrate your tasks and keep up to date and rah, rah, rah. I don't really do that. I just like enjoy making pretty weekly spreads and doodling and doing letters that, you know, I will tell you, sometimes I enjoy doing things when I'm immediately good at them, and that's not for everything, obviously. But with the brush lettering, I am so bad. And I had expected, because when I was a kid in school, we learnt to write, learnt to write nicely with a fountain pen. So I was like, I've got that. It's super easy. Just get like a brush pen type thing, and then it'll sort itself out and look fantastic. No, it's actually, you need to sort of like retrain your brain, do it super slowly, think about where all your strokes are going to be, and your upstrokes and your downstrokes and all that type of stuff. So it's really much different to what I thought it would be. Nevertheless, I'm still super enjoying it because, I don't know, it just seems so, I don't know, like a laborious thing that is enjoyable, just like knitting. Anyway, I'm just really enjoying things that are like physical making, but on the couch. So, if that makes sense. I don't want to go out into the woods and chop down a tree and make a chair. That's not something that I would enjoy. I want to sit on the couch and do doodles or knit a sweater. That's the kind of physical that I enjoy. So anyway, I think oh no, wait. So anyway, how did I get into this sort of like bullet journaling and writing things down, and what was my path towards that? Well, so you know that Javel in Rotterdam is one of my favourite yarn stores, and Saskia, who's the owner, she posted on it, I think it was on her Instagram, that she loves bullet journaling. That's why she has her own bullet journals for the store, because she uses it, and I think she uses it really as like a calendar, like a proper bullet journal. But she loves it so much, and she wants to sort of like spread the word and, you know, get more and more people into it. And then she posted that she was hosting a workshop in September, specifically a bullet journaling for crafters type workshop. And I was like, sometimes I think at first I was like, it's not something that I am doing, so it's not for me. And then it kind of planted a seed in my mind, and I just kind of like, but actually I think it would be something I really enjoy. And so I just started doodling and sort of like making dedicated spreads for things. And so I signed up, and so the workshop is next week, and so I'm super looking forward to that. And I've kind of gone from I don't even know if this is something for me to I am completely committed to this thing, and I have bought all the pens, which is ridiculous, but like, in all fairness, it like a notebook and some brush pens are not that expensive. I have Japanese brush pens that I bought on Amazon, and they're like $2.30, you know. So if a piece, if this is something that I'm only going to do for 4 months and then I'm over it and I never touch a bullet journal again, that's totally fine. I'm, you know, it's not like my yarn stash that I will someday have to knit. It's also fine, you know, yarn stashes are fine, and pen stashes are fine too. It's just something that sometimes you get into something, and this was just like such a, I don't know, just go to the stationery store, you get a notebook and you get a pen, and then you can get started, and it's super fun and low, like the threshold of getting into it is super low, and then you kind of do more and do more. And now I'm like on subreddits, on the Reddit website, looking at other people's bullet journals and thinking, oh, that's a great idea, I need to do that too. So, and then, so I have the workshop next week, and I'll try and videotape some of it and show you guys. And the lady who's going to give the workshop is a girl called, I think her name is Anna, and her Instagram name is Gouden Lijntjes, which is a very Dutch word, so I'll just put it on the screen here somewhere for you. And she has amazing artwork, and she does like a ton of fun stuff. I think she has a book on bullet journaling coming out pretty soon. She does doodles and things, and it's like officially her job. So you know how sometimes stores have those blackboards with menus and stuff like that, like chalkboard, and or in front of the store, and it's like all pretty and nice looking. That's like her job. She's like, she gets paid to make things look nice. So it sounds like a good job to me. Anyway, she's a really nice person, at least that's what she seems to be like on her social media thing, and she's going to give the workshop next week, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, so when I'm super excited about something, I don't like sign up for the workshop, wait until the workshop starts, get informed about all the things. It's like, no, if Melanie's excited about something, she dives into it completely. And then, you know, sometimes I get out of it 3 months later and go, yeah, it's not really interesting anymore to me, which is, you know, fine. That's how I was as a kid. I've had so many hobbies as a kid: horse riding, judo, tennis. What else did I do? Ballet, drama. There's like a ton of stuff. Keyboard lessons. I did everything, and you know, sometimes I used to think I don't finish things because my parents let me quit things, but actually, like, you know, why would you force a kid to continue doing something that they don't like anymore? That's just how I am. That's why I've had like a journalism career and a communications career, and then at 33 I decided I wanted to be a software developer, and that's now what I do. I just do whatever I like, and that sort of works out for me. So, oh well. I think some people call that you're a dabbler, or, you know, you're not committed, or you're not focused enough. But I think I'm super focused at sometimes. I think having the same job for the rest of my life, doing just one thing, that would be terrible for someone like me, because I would be so bored after 4 months. I've really like started to embrace that part of me. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to know a lot of different things and do a lot of different things. And if other people think that's, you know, it's like these days, it's how society is. We value specialists. We value people who are like super into one thing for years and years and years, and are like at the top of their game, and, you know, like a brain surgeon, and you go to brain surgeon school for 1,000,000 years, and then, you know, but society was not always like that. A long time ago, people were and a politician, and did art, and made poetry, and you know, the sort of like people who did everything. That was something that people looked up to, and it's changed now. It's fine, but it's not for me. I like doing lots of different things. So anyway, that was a long rant, and I'm in a really hot room, so I'm going to go downstairs and finish my sleeve because I want to start my new sweater. Have fun knitting, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!